In this video, I'll discuss working with dates. The DateTime API is a new feature of Java SE 8. The syntax is demonstrated here. We start with local date followed by the variable we want to store the date in this case, my date. We follow that by local date.now followed by parentheses. Note that local date belongs to the Java time package that now returns today's date, and the output provides us with the simple format year, month, day for the default time zone. The now static method returns an object of type local date. System out println calls the toString method of the local date object, and its string representation is 2013-12.20 in this example. Once again, date classes are part of the package java.time. You can fully qualify it using java.time.localDate if you need to refer to one of these classes, or you can add the import statement at the top of the class as highlighted in the code. Classes in the Java programming language are grouped into packages depending on their functionality. For example, all classes related to the core Java programming language are in the java.lang package, which contains classes that are fundamental to the Java programming language, such as string, math, and integer. Classes in the java.lang package can be referred to in code by just their class names. They don't require full qualification or the use of an import statement. All classes in other packages, for example, local date, require that you fully qualify them in the code, or that you use an import statement so they can be referred to directly in the code. The import statement can be for just the class in question or for all classes in the package. Java.time is the main package for date and time classes. Java.time.format contains classes with static methods that can be used to format dates and times. And the java.time package offers many options for working with dates and times. A few notable classes are java.time.localDate, which is an immutable date-time object that represents a date, often viewed as year, month, day. Other date fields, such as day of year, day of week, and week of year, can also be accessed. Java.time.localDateTime is an immutable date-time object that represents a date time, often viewed as year, month, day, hour, minute, second. Other date and time fields, such as day of year, day of week, and week of year, can also be accessed. Time is represented to nanosecond precision. Java.time.localTime is an immutable date-time object that represents a time, often viewed as hour, minute, second. Time is represented in nanosecond precision. It doesn't store or represent a date or time zone. Instead, it's a description of the local time as seen on a wall clock. It can't represent an instant on the timeline without additional information such as an offset or time zone. Java.time.format.datetime formatter provides static and non-static methods to format dates using a specific format style. It also provides static constants or variables that represent specific formats. And the example here uses a static constant variable, ISO local date, from the datetime formatter class. It's passed as an argument into the format method of date object. A formatted string representing the local date time is returned from the format method. The default calendar in Java is the Gregorian calendar, but if you need non-Gregorian dates, you can use the java.time.chrono classes, which have conversion methods. In this example, Japanese date is a class belonging to the java.time.chrono package, and my date is passed to the static from method seen in the second line of code, which returns a Japanese date object, JDate. The result of printing the JDate object is shown as output. Local date has many methods and fields. These are just a few of the instance and static methods that you might use. For instance methods, -months returns a copy of this local date with the specified period in months subtracted, and +days returns a copy of this local date with the specified number of days added. For static methods, int year, month, int day of month, obtains an instance of local date from a year, month, and day. Parse, car sequence text, date time formatter, obtains an instance of local date from a text string using a specific formatter. And we've already seen now in action. This code example shows you some options for formatting the output of your dates. Line 1, for example, gets a local datetime object that reflects today's date. Lines 6 to 7 get a string that shows the date object formatted in the standard ISO datetime format. As you can see in the output, the default format when you just print the local datetime object uses the same format. And lines 11 to 12 call the ofLocalizedDateTime method of the datetime formatter to get a string representing the date in a medium localized datetime format. The third line of the output shows this shorter version of the date.